Mondays, right? Tom knew the feeling. He dragged himself to his computer at work. His office was boring. Beige walls, fluorescent lights. Tom longed for excitement. He checked his inbox. Nothing but spam and meeting invites. Tom sighed. At least the coffee was brewed. He grabbed a cup and settled in for another day. Nothing exciting ever happened to Tom, and he liked it that way. Or so he thought. Tom started typing. He was writing a report on staplers, the most boring topic ever. He almost fell asleep. Tom yawned. He wished for a change of pace. Little did he know things were about to get very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Remember that boring report on staplers? Yeah, it was about to get weirder. As Tom typed, his computer started to shake. It hummed. The lights flickered. Tom was confused. This had never happened before. Had he forgotten to pay the electricity bill? The computer screen went black. Tom sighed. Great, now he had to call IT. But this was no ordinary system crash. Suddenly, a blinding light shot out from the screen. Tom closed his eyes. When he opened them, he was surrounded by swirling colors. He felt a strange pulling sensation. It was like being on a roller coaster in the dark. And then, everything went quiet. Tom opened his eyes. He was confused. The office around him looked different. The walls were wood-paneled. The computers were huge and clunky. What in the world was going on? He looked down at himself. Tom was wearing a polyester shirt with a giant collar. His hair was longer and parted down the middle. What fresh madness was this? People around him were dressed similarly. Platform shoes, bell-bottoms. It was like stepping into a disco fever dream. Tom had accidentally traveled back in time to the 1970s. Section 4. Disco Disaster. Tom was in a time-traveling sitcom and he wasn't laughing. He needed to blend in. He quickly realized that the 70s were all about disco, so naturally he tried to dance. It did not go well. Tom had 2 left feet in his platform shoes. He tripped, stumbled, and generally looked like a confused dad at a school dance. The disco ball only served to highlight his lack of rhythm. After his less-than-stellar performance, Tom decided to stick to observing. He watched people roller skate, play arcade games, and use rotary phones. It was like being in a John Travolta movie, minus the cool factor. Section 5. Where's the delete button for real life? Tom missed his smartphone. He missed the internet. He even missed his boring stapler reports. The 1970s were fun for a minute, but now he just wanted to go back to 2024. But how? He had traveled through time via a malfunctioning computer. Maybe he could just unplug it and try again? Tom approached his very large computer. He looked for an outlet. There had to be a power button somewhere. He jiggled wires, pressed buttons, and even tried talking to the machine. Nothing worked. Tom was stuck in the 1970s, and he was starting to panic. Section 6. Operation. Return to sender. Tom needed a plan to escape the 1970s. He missed his life, his boring job, and even his boring apartment. He missed his smartphone. He missed Google. He even missed social media. The 1970s were charming, but Tom was a man of the digital age. He needed to get back to his own time. But how? He didn't have a time machine. He only had his wits and a pocket full of disco-era coins. This was going to be harder than he thought.